Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about solving polynomial inequalities. When we try to solve this as word positive 3x, negative 4 is less than 0. Let's see if those statement is true or false. When we can pick the number of here, so first we need to factor this question. So we have positive 4, x positive 4 and x negative 1, which is equal to 0. And if x is equal to 0, the value of x here is negative 4 from these equations and from this factor, and then on this side, so we have positive 1. We can use the number line here, and we need to test interval. We have the negative infinity here and negative 4, and we try to pick some numbers from here on this side, not including negative 4, to get the value of x. So we have to solve from this side, so we can pick negative 5, and we try to solve if this statement is true, that makes the equations less than 0. So we have, when we substitute negative 5 squared here is positive 25 plus 3 times negative 5 is negative 15, negative 4, so negative 19 minus 25, which is equal to positive 6. Since it is written here that 6 is less than 0, which is false because 6 is greater than 0, so this is false statement. And let's try to solve on this interval here. We have negative 4 and positive 1. So we have to pick from here, this side, so we try to pick some number is 0, so we can simplify her when we substitute the value of x here, which is x squared, so we have 0 plus 3 times 0, so negative 4. Since negative 4 is less than 0 and it is true, and then we can solve another one here, which is 1 and the positive infinity. And then we try to pick some high numbers from here, not including 1, so we have to pick number 2, and then we simplify the value of x from here, and we solve that 2 squared is positive 4, positive 3 times 2 is positive 6, and negative 4, so negative 4 and positive 4 cancel out, so remaining is positive 6. Since positive 6 is not less than 0 because 6 is greater than 0, it is false. And then this statement in interval notations, which is negative 4, it makes the equations critical value, so the interpretation is which is equal to negative 4 and 1. And this is our answer. This is the answer of the equation of this. And let's have an example number 2 here, which is x squared negative 16 is less than or equal to 0. So we can see that we can use the formula of a different squares. So we have x positive 4 and x negative 4. It's not is less than or equal to 0. Then if x is equal to 0, this one, it becomes negative 4. And x is equal to positive 4 from here to solve the polynomial inequalities. And then we negative 4 here and positive 4. Let's see if we can solve this interval. And we can pick from here in the test interval, we can pick the number from here, not including negative 4. So we can have negative 5, let's say. This test interval, we can pick the negative 5 here, which is the value of x. So let's see, negative 5, and then x squared negative 16 or is less than or equal to 0. When we substitute the value of x here, which is negative 5, negative 5 squared is equal to positive 25 minus 16. 25 minus 16 is equal to 9. And 9 is not less than or equal to 0. Since 9 is greater than or equal to 0, this is false statement. And then we can use in the second interval, which is negative 4 and positive 4. We can pick the number from here to get a value of x. If we can see that this equation can make this less than or equal to 0. So let's say negative 4 and 4. We can try to pick 0 here. When substitute the value of x here, which is 0 and negative 16, the answer is negative 16, which is less than or equal to 0. Since negative 16 is less than or equal to 0, this is correct. It's true statement. And then we can pick from here also in the test interval. So we have 4 and infinity, positive infinity here. So we have 4 and positive infinity. Then we can pick the value of x from here, not including 4. So we have, let's see if it is 5. So 5, when we substitute the value, is 5 squared. So we have 25 minus 16 is equal to 9. Since 9 is not less than or equal to 0, it is false statement. And this true statement is in interval notation. The solution set is negative 4 and positive 4, and we can use this closed interval. This one we can use the sign of this closed interval. Since negative 4 is close to the east side, the negative sides, and 4 is close to this negative infinity here, so we can use the closed interval here. And this is the answer. This is our answer. Let's try to have another example. Positive 7x plus 10 is less than. Since this one is, we can use quadratic form, so we have to factor this. X positive 5 and x is positive 2. When we multiply this 5 times x is 5x, and x times 2 is 2x, so 2x plus 5x is 7x, which is equal from up here. So this is our factor, and this factor we can, if x is equal to 0 a side, so we can have negative 5 here, and x is equal to negative 2. And then we can, in the line number here, so we have the line number here, we can plot negative 5 here, and this is negative 2. So we can solve in test interval here. We have negative infinity and 5, and along this side is negative 5 and negative 2, and along this sides is negative 2 and positive infinity. So let's have a test interval here. From negative infinity and negative 5, we can find or pick the value of x from here, and our equation is x squared positive 7x. If we can pick the value over here, not including negative 5, so let's try if the value of x is negative 6, that it makes the equation of this, that which is the number of x is less than 0. Let's say if negative x from here is negative 6 squared is positive 36, plus negative plus positive 7, and the value of x is negative 6, so negative 6 times equal to negative 42, so negative 42 plus 36 plus 10, which is equal to positive 4. Since is positive 4 is less than 0 here, and which is not correct because 4 is greater than 0, so this is false statement. And then this side, so we can solve this interval. So we have negative 5 and negative 2, and we can pick the number from here along this side. So we have negative 3. Let's try. If we can substitute the value of x here is negative 3, since negative 3 squared is positive 9, plus 7 times 3 is negative 21, so 9 10 minus 21, which is negative 2. And this was question here is negative 2 is less than 0, which is true statement, because negative 2 is less than 0. And then let's see here if this interval negative 2 and infinity, we can pick the number here. Let's solve it. And we can pick the number from here, which is, we can try if it is negative 1. If negative 1 from here, this side, so negative 1 here. If we substitute the value of x, which is negative 1 squared is positive 1, 7 times negative 1 is negative 7, positive 10 plus 1 is equal to 11, and 7 times negative 1 is negative 7, so negative 7 and positive 11 is positive 4, and since positive 4 is not less than 0 because 4 is greater than 0, this is false statement, and we can have these equations since in the interval notation here that make the statement is correct. Therefore, the solution set is -5 and -2, and we can use the open interval here. So this is our answer. Let's have an example number 4. We have x squared positive 5x plus 6 is less than 0. First, we need to factor this one. So we have x plus 2 and x plus 3. So this is our factor. And then if x is equal to 0, then it's become -2 and x is equal to -3. And then we can use the sign diagram here. We can draw a number line, and then we can use the interval notation. So we have -2 and -3, since this -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, -4, -5. And equation x positive 2 and x positive 3. Let's see, in this factor we have x positive 3 and x positive 2. We can pick from this number if x is positive 3. If x is equal to 0, then it becomes -3. And then if x positive 2, when x is equal to 0, then x is equal to -2. So we can have here, in this interval it is -infinity, and this is positive infinity. So in these sections we can pick some numbers here to get the value of x, and then we solve in this factor. So we have -4 plus 3 is equal to -5 plus 3 is equal to negative. And another side here we have x positive 2. So if the value of x is -4, so -4 plus 2 is equal to negative, and -5 plus 2 is equal to negative. This is in interval -infinity and -3. And then in the second interval we have -3 and -2. -3 and -2 in this section. So we can pick some number here in between -3 and -2, since it is next to -3. -2 is next, so -3. So we have to pick in between here. So we have 2.5. So we have -2.5 because 3 is greater than -2.5, so it is positive. And then in these sections we have -2 and interval -2 and infinite, positive infinity. So we have, if the value of x is -1, so x -1 plus 3 it is positive, and -1 plus 2 is positive. Then the value of x is 0, so 0 plus 3 is equal to positive, and 0 plus 2 is equal to positive. And then if the value of x here is 1, so 1 plus 3 is positive, and x plus 2 is positive. So we have negative infinity to negative 3, it is negative times negative is positive. Negative times negative is positive. And then in this interval, we have negative 3 and negative 2. Since negative times positive is negative, so we have negative 2 in this section. So we have positive times negative is negative. So in this area here, we have this interval negative 2 to positive infinity. Since positive times positive is positive, so this one. But we should have the equation here is less than 0. Negative, but positive is not less than 0 because positive is greater than 0. And negative 3 and negative 2, since negative 3 and negative 2, this interval is negative, so negative is less than 0. Therefore, negative 3 and negative 2 is the solution set. So in interval addition, we have the solution set as negative 3 and negative 2. But it's not including negative 3 and negative 4 to make the equation x squared positive 5x positive 6. Since negative 3, when we substitute the value of x here, it is equal to 0. So it's not the solution, only this in between. So only negative 3 and negative 2 is the solution set in interval notation. So this is the answer. X squared plus 7x is greater than 0, where we can factor that x, quantity of x plus 7, which is greater than 0. And the value of x here is 0. And x is equal to negative 7. And then we can draw a line here, number line here. So we have here. So we have negative 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. We have negative 8, negative 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. Then if x since the value of x plus 7, when x is equal to 0, it is negative 7. And then here x is 0. Then we can have, if the value of x here, when we substitute the value of x here is negative 8 plus 7, it is negative, and x is negative. And if x is negative 6, so negative 6 plus 7, it is positive. Negative 5 plus 7 is positive. Negative 4 positive. Positive, all is positive here. And all here is negative. Since the value of x is negative, so negative all here. And x if x is positive 1, all is positive here. So when we use the interval here, negative infinity and negative 7, and this is negative 7 and 0, and this 0 to positive infinity. So in this interval, we have negative times negative, it is positive. And in this interval, positive times negative is negative. And in this interval, so we have positive times positive is positive. Since in this equation, positive makes the solution here, it makes the equation greater than 0, so we can have two answers. So we have negative infinity and negative 7 union of this interval 0 on positive infinity. So this is the solution. And interval notation, negative infinity and negative 7 union of 0 to positive infinity is the solution set. So this is our answer. That's all. Thank you. I hope that you like it. Please subscribe to my channel. It's me, bec.the. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.